Well, what do y'all think of what's going on down in Louisiana? I mean, it's opened up a lot for me. How we're living and what needs to change, where we came from on all this, where we're at now, you know. And right now is the important thing. Where are we at right now? And right now we got a lot of crude oil going into the Gulf of Mexico. There's a lot of warnings out there from scientists on what could go wrong. You got BP trying to still contain the leak. Whatever happened to that Monday, Tuesday deadline, you know, to where they said they were going to have it down to a trickle? You know, I just don't know what's going on. All I know is we've been lied to by BP just countless times, you know, from the get-go on this. And you know what, man, you know, I'm not upset with the British people, you know, but in a way I am, because what this has done for me made me realize that, you know, who's running the show in Britain? You know, who's running the show over there? Because you have the corporations just like you have here in America. You got a lot of corporations. The CEO, it's like these corporations end with the CEO, but still they're under not only the shareholders, but they're being, I don't know, they're being manipulated and managed by people above them even, you know. I mean, it doesn't stop there. So what's the government, you know, what's the government like over in England? Because, you know, I've heard that, you know, the government owns a big share of BP to pay the pensioners. You know, the government over in Britain, man, they're a big pension system. So in the government in Britain, you know, I know it's a parliamentary system. I'm really not sure on how it works, but the monarchy holds a lot of sway too. I mean, look at this Duke, or this Lord Brown, ran BP for 40 years. Now the people in Britain, or the royals in Britain, who can be considered elite, you know, they don't lose their job for anything. They can't run for office, and they don't vote. You know, and they don't even fight to. They just like it that way. You know, keeps them in power. So, you know, and they hold a lot of power, and you know, you have to wonder about the British people, because you think, why do they let that type of system continue? You know, it's like it looks like a lot of royals are involved in the corporations, so that's where they get their dime. It's almost like, you know, a very secretive family organization. So I think the British people should look into that a little bit more, you know, and maybe we would really start to realize, you know, who is running the corporations, or managing all these corporations together, because they're all in it for money. And you know, and then you got the bankers, you know, there's a lot of, I'm sure that the monarchy of England has a lot to do with the bankers. So it's opened my eyes on that, which I never really thought about. I just don't believe the Queen is somebody that is a dignitary and just receives guests. You know, she runs a military for all her commonwealths in the world. The Falkland Islands, remember that? Yeah, they got a bunch of islands down underneath the Gulf of Mexico that belong to their commonwealth. New Zealand, Australia, even Canada. You know, and we usually follow those lines. You know, when the indigenous, at the UN conference a few years back, when they started to vote for the indigenous rights of the indigenous people of the world, only 4 countries sustained from it. Now, it was England, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. So, I mean, our ties go really, really wrap around England. And, you know, they have a system of government over there that I don't agree with. I don't agree with that system of government. It's very patriarchal. It's very, you know, ownership, you know, and they have ownership of a lot of things. So, you know, they have ownership of corporations, they have ownership of governments, they have ownership of resources. You know, and that's been going on for a long time. So where do we go? What do we do now? Well, right now we got to start speaking out about it, you know, and how we feel, because that's our freedom to do that, which should just be natural. Should be everybody's freedom, just to say what they feel and how they feel, and how they see that our world should go. You know, we need value change for survival, no doubt. And we have to come back to Mother Earth. We have to come back to that type of way of life. Anyway, I'm not sure where they're going to go with the Gulf of Mexico thing. I just hope they could seal that hole and fix it. Make life a lot easier, because, you know, they're talking about this, what is it called? Benzene? And this benzene is leukemia and cancer causing. That's why it freaked me out the other day when President Obama was like, hey, everybody come on down to the Gulf. And they were talking about 2,000, I think, parts per billion of benzene in the air, something like that. And it should only, safe level is only 16. So, you know, we have to, you know, tell the people that, hey, be safe, you know, give them the truth. The EPA BP site is down. You know, that still hasn't come up. I'll put the link down here. If you go to what the air quality is down there, the recent test, they're not showing anything. So, you know, and I think this should be reported daily, like the weather. the toxins in the air are, should be reported daily for the people, so they have current, you know, information. So that's a thing I think that we should be doing now, and making sure everybody that's working down there is protected, you know. I mean, look at the Exxon Valdez. All those workers that were working on that waste, yeah, they came down with so many ailments, you know. I'll put the link down here, down in the bottom of that too. So we have to look out for our fellow human beings, no matter who they are. But I believe that we have to find our level, you know. We have to find our balance, and these corporations and governments of the world and banking systems of the world have just taken so much from the people. And what are they going to do with it all? What does it do? So we have to find sustainability, because we're busted, you know. We're going to have to find sustainability. We're going to learn how to sustain, and we need changes for survival. Value changes. We have to change our values. Anyway, I'm sure I pissed off some people in England. Well, that's how I feel, you know. I'm an American, and you know, I just don't believe in monarchies. I don't. I believe that we're all kings. I believe that we're all queens. I think that we're all royalty, each and every one of us. I think we're all magnificent, not only to a chosen few. Anyway, later.